Here are two nonsense shapes. And here are two made-up words, Bouba and Kiki. Now, if you had to guess, which name would you give to each shape? There is no wrong answer. If you said this shape is Bouba and this one is Kiki, you're not alone. In fact, an overwhelming majority of people across different languages and cultures agree with you. But get this, scientists aren't 100% sure why. Now, one theory is that words like Bouba or ball feel round because our mouths form a circular shape, while words like Kiki or zigzag feel sharp because of how fast our tongues move. But that's just a theory. And what if I told you that this is just part of a superpower waiting to be discovered? Join me and the experts and scientists from Melbourne Museum, ScienceWorks and the Immigration Museum as we uncover the superpower.
Check out these really old cameras at the museum. Even though the footage is not as good as what you can get on your phone nowadays, all cameras, including these antique ones, work by the exact same principle. What you're actually seeing right now on this very video is a bunch of still images running one after the other at a pretty fast speed. 25 images every second to be exact. Here's me at 25 frames per second. This is 10 frames per second. This is 5 frames per second, and this is 1 frame per second. Our eyes can only process about 10 to 12 pictures every second, and if we see pictures faster than that, they blur together and look like they're moving smoothly. But it's just an illusion. You're actually looking at a bunch of still images right now. You can test this illusion at home with a flip book. Draw pictures that change a tiny bit on each page, so when you flip through them fast, it's like watching your own mini movie.
Imagine a world before movies or photography, when the only way to see images come to life was through a magic lantern. Here's one from the museum's collection. These early projectors used hand-painted slides to cast vivid scenes onto walls. For many, it was their first experience of colour and light transforming a space, nothing short of magical. But did everybody see those colours the same way? Well, the short answer is no. There are 3 types of what is called colour blindness. This is what people with typical colour perception see. This is what people with red-green colour blindness see. This is what people with blue-yellow colour blindness see. And someone with complete colour blindness would see something like this. About 1 in 12 men have colour blindness. Women are more likely to have something called tetrachromy, which actually lets them see even more colours than most people. People who have tetrachromy might not know that they do, because you can't compare what you see to what anybody else can see. Those magic lantern shows would have been even more magical. That's definitely a superpower.
Not everyone reads the same way. Braille is a special way for people who are vision impaired to read and write. Did you know Braille was invented by a 15-year-old? And today, the system developed by Louis Braille is used all over the world, like this one here at the Immigration Museum.
Deep in the museum storerooms, we have this very old pocket watch. These little bumps on the edge here are Braille, and since Braille was invented in 1825, this watch would have been cutting-edge technology. Next time you're out, see if you can find Braille all around you, on lifts, toilet doors, signs, it's everywhere.
So, have you figured out what the superpower might be yet? Exploring Braille, cameras, and understanding colour blindness, you have a few clues. But let our experts help us uncover a few more surprises.
I'm sure you know someone with a hearing aid. These devices work like small microphones to make the sound louder inside the ear. But we have something in the museum storeroom that works a little bit different. The cochlear implant. It came from pioneering research at the University of Melbourne in the late 1960s. It doesn't just make sounds louder, it sends special signals directly to the brain to help people hear when their ears can't do it by themselves. Speaking of hearing, have you noticed how your voice sounds different when you listen back to a recording of it? That's because when we talk, we hear our voice in two ways, through the air and through the vibration in our bones. But if you play back a recording, you miss the bone part, so your voice sounds higher and strange. And that's why many of us don't like hearing our recorded voices. Want to try something weird? Block the bone sound by putting 2 pieces of paper in front of your ears. It sounds strange, but it's how you actually sound to others. I don't really sound like that, do I?
Look at this gem, it's enormous. At one point, this was the largest hand-cut crystal in the world. And now crystals like this can do something incredible to white light. They can split it into rainbows. A rainbow appears in the sky as a band of colours in an arc. When light strikes the surface of a water drop, it changes speed, causing it to bend. When light bends or refracts, different colours bend by different amounts, so they spread out. That's why we see different colours fanning out when there's a rainbow. But even if it's not a rainy day, you can see rainbows. Look at what happens when we shine white light through this smaller crystal. It splits it into all these different colours. Let's make some bubbles and shine a light underneath them. Just like leftover raindrops in the air, bubbles also spread out the colours of light. So, the next time you see a bubble, remember, it's like a tiny rainbow maker. Take a look around your house. Where else can you see rainbows? And what else can you use to make them?
Have you ever had a nightmare? Well, did you know that some people can take control of their dreams? This is called lucid dreaming, and it's a skill that you can learn and practice. Here's how you can try it. First, do reality checks during the day. Ask yourself if you're dreaming and check your surroundings. You can check the time or count your fingers. Once this becomes a habit, you might start doing it in your sleep too. One day soon, things might seem a little off and you might realise that you're dreaming. Next, try the wake back to bed method. Set an alarm to wake you up after about 5 hours of sleep. Then get up and do something quiet like reading before you go back to sleep. This can help you more consciously enter the part of your sleep when you dream. Lastly, try keep a dream diary. Writing down your dreams helps you remember and become more aware of them, increasing your chances of having lucid dreams. Learning how to lucid dream isn't just fun. It's a journey into your mind's deepest corners. By controlling your dreams, you can reshape how you perceive fears and challenges, turning them into empowering experiences. Give it a try and see how controlling your dreams can unlock your hidden superpower. Have you managed to figure out which superpower we've been exploring? Rainbows, braille and colour, cameras, and even controlling your dreams. Let's talk about this superpower, perception. Perception is more than just seeing, hearing and touching. It's how we each uniquely interpret and understand the world around us. It's like having a special power that lets us see things from different angles and hear things in different ways. That's the power of perception. It's a superpower that helps us experience our environment in extraordinary ways. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. If you like this episode, you can find loads more activities and videos on the Science is a Superpower website. Just search for it or follow the link in the video description. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep sciencing.